Liz sort of last night, she said, "You're going to make a speech, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I didn't actually know. Of course. So I'd like to say something about the siblings that are here and the grandparents and the parents. So before I do that, everybody else, I want to say, again, I echo what my father said. We couldn't be a better group to be here. We really love you all. Everybody that I've gotten to know through Liz means the world to me. Everybody that I've gotten to know through getting in trouble at Ursinus or in North Wales also means the world to me. You've all shaped us in some important ways. So I thank you for being here, and this couldn't have worked out any better. I appreciate you making the long trip. Thanks. Before I go on, Omar, if I start to ramble on, you're the only one with any common sense, so just cut me off. That's right. I forgot. There was one else. I'm listening, but you're not. So I'll start with the siblings, and but I mean that I'm going to start with Heike and Omar, who are not technically my siblings, but you guys are, I think it goes without saying you're like brothers to me. We went through some fun things together growing up. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You're a part of our family. It means a lot to me that you're here. Heike got married last weekend. Between that and this, it's just exciting to have these two things that are, I think, meaningful to us happen so close together. And his new wife, Stephanie, is a beautiful person. To my sister, Kate, when I was a kid, I really admired you. I really looked up to you. And now that I'm an adult, I still do every day. You have a beautiful family. You have unbelievable kids. Your marriage is awesome to watch. And it's great to have something like that in our lives to sort of say, this is how things can really be, and it's inspiring. So thank you. Maggie is, I don't remember a day in my life without Maggie in it, for better or worse. No, really good. When we were little, we did everything together. Then in that little middle age there, we probably fought like cats and dogs. And then when we got to high school, she had all these pretty friends. So I said, we're nice. That's not true. I'm just kidding. So Maggie, you have a beautiful mind, just a creative spirit. You take risks that I would never take, and they work out because you know something the rest of us don't, and it's inspiring, and it's just really fun to watch you do what you do, and I love you. And I love you too, kid. I didn't say that. So my new, sort of, new kind of sister also, Audrey, Liz, has an unfailing, what's the word I'm looking for? Detectiveness or what? She killed people for you. She has, she from the day I met her has just speaks in volumes about it. And I was like, okay, that's great, whatever. And then I finally met you and I can understand why. And you and your family and your husband, it's awesome. I really appreciate it. And to my new sister, Becky, I remember we had to chaperone you to the worst experience of my life, the Dave Matthews concert. It was horrible. I hate Dave Matthews. I'm like, this is a joke, right? Like, I can't believe this. I just like purgatory. We took you and your friends, and we watched, and you were like so young. You were so young. And we were making you do dumb things, and we were like, go talk to those people over there and come back, and it was hilarious. And now I watch you, and you're more mature than me, which might not be a compliment, but you've grown into just a beautiful woman, and you're going to do amazing things, and it's going to be fun to watch that progress. So thank you, and I'm excited to have you as my sister, and if I ever get sick, you can fix me. So, to the grandparents, Don and Sue, you're the, I mean, it's not even a question, you're the most elegant couple in here. I think everybody knows that. It's important to note that 90% of that is Sue. She makes you look good, but you do some things too, some good things too. I heard about you, Don, when I was sort of getting closer to the family, and you know, I thought maybe I should approach with caution, but since the day that I met you, I was sitting at a table in a room in Brooklyn next to you, and across from us was a portrait of you. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? And ever since then, I just figured approach with no fear, and I think that we found a very mutual respect for one another, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys. Does everybody know Pop Pop? Pop Murphy might not be able to hear what I'm saying, but he is the man. He is the man. So if you get a chance this weekend to go grab him and find out why, he'll tell you. He's got 6 amazing kids, and those 6 kids have 15 beautiful children, and those 15 children have all these grandkids that I can't count because I was an English major. So there's a bunch of them, is the point. And it's pretty amazing legacy that he has to be able to talk about. And every single one of the people that sort of comes from that Murphy clan, they're all amazing, wonderful, productive members of society, which you can't understand. So Papa, you're the best. I love you. And to the parents, to my mom and dad, there's not a lot I have to say. You put up with a lot of shit. And I appreciate it. My mom, she'll hug every one of you before the weekend's out. Just let it happen. I'm going to do it right now. So you're such a cutie. You're a cutie. Sweet guy. Just let it happen. If you have any issues with personal space, get over it. My dad is, you know, I think when I was a kid, my parents thought I really liked baseball. That was kind of a lie. I just liked that we had a basement, and he would throw me balls, and I would catch grounders. And I would think I really loved baseball. And I did, but really I just wanted to spend time in the basement with my dad. And it was like a way to steal him from my sister, so sorry. But it was just and I've looked up to him my whole life. You know, so thank you. And then, you know, to my new parents, Chris and Steve. When I first started dating Liz, I said, "Oh, so what do your parents do?" And she said, "Well, my dad's a nuclear physicist and my mother's a linguist." And I'm like, holy shit! And holy shit is a 2-word sentence that Chris can diagram. What's that? Shit is unfreaking believable. And I was extremely intimidated, and then I met you, and I still was. But you guys have welcomed me into your home, into your family, into this. The reason that we're up in this part of really far away from Philly, because this is a place that's really special to you guys, has been for generations, and it's now that way to me. I think the first time. Sorry if I'm going too long. The first time my dad and I came up here, we're sitting on there, this beautiful cabin, and we're sitting on the back of the porch, and we're like, where the hell's the golf? Where's the go-karts? How do I play whack-a-mole? Where's the putt-putt? What the hell do we do? Where's a pub, for God's sake? And they're just like, you sit, you read, and you look at the water. And everybody gets along. And we're like, no! And then 3 years later, we're looking at each other, we're like, oh, this is nice. And so now we're here. And the last thing is, last but not least, I guess, is Liz. You and I met on Craigslist. I love to say that. You don't like it when I say that. It's true. You can't deny it. And you, when I met you, I was like, okay, whatever. She had this. She was an artist, and she had a boyfriend who was an artist, and I was this guy that knew about art. I had spelled it before, and and I just sort of kind of like, one of the reasons I moved to New York was because I wanted to meet people like Liz. I never thought that I would have the opportunity to really get to know somebody like Liz and become, fall in love with somebody like Liz. And I think she makes me a better person, which isn't easy to do. Like, a lot of times I know what the right thing to do is, and I haven't always done it. And then when I met you and we became closer, you make that easier for me. And that's not the only reason why I love you, but it's the main reason, and it's a big reason, and I adore you. So, and I'm very excited about tomorrow. Very excited. So, long story short, thank you.